Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to send double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to send much peace, love, and salutations to you, Akim, out there, pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai in sincerity and truth. This is Brother Ariala. And on this lesson, as you can see, I'm naming this, it's not a man's job to make your life easier. It's not a man's job to make your life easier. And, one of the big topics that we deal with in this truth is the dynamics of Western culture versus Eastern culture or Hebrew culture. And it affects all of us as we go through this walk because we're transitioning from what we've been traditionally taught in this society, Western society, Edomite society. And as you come into the truth, you're being renewed in the spirit, you're being renewed in the mind, and you're coming into the ways and the customs of our forefathers. And we look into those ways and we emulate to the best of our abilities those ways and make that shift. And what happens is there's conflicts that happen. And the biggest conflict that we always see is the relationship of the men and women, especially women who purport themselves to be followers of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Sometimes it's easier to deal with women that don't believe because you kind of know where they stand and you kind of keep everything separate. And, but whenever you're dealing with a woman that maybe knows about the truth or something like that, there's these conflicts. And one of the things that happens is that a lot of Western-minded ideologies are still very prevalent. And the nature of the relationship is harmed because the perspectives, I think for brothers that are in the ministry, teaching, talking about this every single day, really kind of getting into that warlike mindset of the world is changing but still at the same time having a life in this truth, doing the best you can. For the women, a lot of times the women are not making as hard of a change because it's like you're taking care of that house. You're still kind of in that Western frame. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit because we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. And a lot of women that purport themselves to be followers of Yahweh Shemel Shai are going to get left out there bad thinking that they are owed protection, thinking that they're owed something, when it's actually the opposite way. Everything that's in the West is generally opposite of the way that it was done in the scriptures in the Bible. And if we're going to believe in the Bible and mold ourselves to that, then these topics of man and woman come up. All right, so we always have to go back to the beginning and the intentionality of what the Most High said. When you read here in Genesis, the second chapter, this is the story of where Eve came on the scene. So Genesis 2:18 says, and the Lord power said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. All right, and so we understand that term, helpmeet, someone that's supposed to be a support, somebody that's meant to come alongside and be a companion to the man. All right, not equal, not 50-50, not, whenever you do something good for me, you make me happy, then I'll be a woman, then I'll be a wife, which the word wife simply means woman. Is another thing. Wife, the word wife means woman. Okay? All right? A helpmeet for him. You were created to be a helpmeet for the man. All right? Verse 19 says, out of the ground, the Lord power formed every beast of the field, out of every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. All right. And the Lord power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord power had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man. All right. All right. So we see two things. Adam basically, the woman came from the rib, all right? And also, she was meant to be an helpmeet unto him. I want to look up those two words and try to and talk about that a little bit, okay? So let's go and look up this word, helpmeet. All right, we got itazar, all right, to help, succor, right? The word succor. So lucky my internet's kind of slow in these dungeons. It says assistance and support in times of hardship and distress, reinforcements of troop, aid, help, assistance, administration, comfort, ease, relief, support. These are the characteristics that the woman was created for. All right, and at times, maybe you might deal with your woman in a sense of uh, uh, administrative things, dealing with things in the house, dealing with plans. Being she might be somewhat of a counselor, helping you out in tasks and decisions. That's what a woman is for. That's what a wife is for. Okay, this is a help meet. All right. Now, what is one of the points that I wanted to go into is the fact that the woman comes from the rib, right? So I want to get that real quick because it says, "And the rib which the Lord power hath taken from man, made he a woman and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man." All right. So when you look up this word rib, the understanding of it, we understand that somebody that's bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. One of the main things we've broken this down many a times is that goes back into also lineage, meaning this is before the time of the Israelites, but that she came from the family of the sons of God. Eve did, the woman did, that was matched with Adam from that branch or that seed line. With understanding things today, she would be the Israelite woman, right? All right, so, but the purpose of looking up this word rib, right? And the word is tazala, side, rib, beam. All right, rib of a man, a heel or a ridge, side chambers or cells, rib, plank, board. All right, cells of a temporal structure. So when you look up this word rib is different from the word rib used in other places. The word is actually talking about the beams of a building, something that's a support, something that's holding something up. When you look it up, you can see that the sides of something. All right, the second side of the tabernacle here. You see this example here, right? Bars of shittim wood, 5 of the boards on one side of the tabernacle. All right, so the woman is meant to be a beam or support or a supporting branch of the man. Okay, there's the original intentionality and function of the woman on the planet Earth, a wife on the planet Earth. Your duties for given to you by God for the man. And it's either the women are going to accept it or they're not. And what we're going to find is when the time of Jacob's trouble comes, the women that are not focused on that mindset are going to get absolutely decimated in the times to come. Men were not created to make life easier for you. There's this sentiment that the man is just supposed to do everything, and the woman is just supposed to sit up and I guess have sex and cook food. No, the woman has a duty to support, has a duty to work, has a duty to build alongside her man. All right, very very busy work. All right, Sirach chapter 36 verse 24 says, "He that getteth a wife getteth a possession, a help like unto him, and a pillar of rest." Somebody that's supposed to be there to support and help out. All right. So when times get tough, we're gonna see which women are actually prepared for this mindset. Because you hear, brothers go through all types of stuff, man. And we hear about all types of ridiculous mindsets from women that say that they're in the truth. You know, oh, you don't make me happy, so I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I don't get this, so you don't get to do that. You know, oh, you know, and it's like, okay, we gonna see. Now, you women, y'all say y'all want to be this virtuous woman that's spoken about here in Proverbs 31. But look at the mindset of a virtuous woman described here. Proverbs 31 and 10 it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." Good and not, meaning her intentionality is to build, not to argue and nag, not to crush his self confidence, not to always fault find. All right, staying up late at night arguing with him, stressing him out. He trying to go to camp. You want to start a fight. Okay, you're not picking up on any of his tendencies. Like a woman over time should be able to read your mind if she's really into you. You know, not picking up on his likes and dislikes, what he prefers and what he does not prefer. All right. This is what the intention of a woman is supposed to be. This is what the intention of a wife is supposed to be: a succor, a helpmeet, a rib, a support. She, verse 13, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. Not, oh, I just want to be stay at home and chill. Man's supposed to take care of a woman, provide for her. Get your ass up and go to work. She is like the merchant ships that bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. You come home and no food will be cooked, or some lazy shit done. That's not how a wife is supposed to be for her man. If you're trying to do, if you're trying to get out of the Western way and get into the Scripture, right? She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth the vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Right? She takes inventory. She knows how to shop without overspending. She knows how to get the bargains. Right? She is not afraid of the snow for her household. For all of her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is of silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Right? He's doing the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? And so this is the characteristics. I could keep reading, but the point is, a woman that's actually being a helpmeet, a secure, is a woman that's working, grinding, toiling, and doing the things necessary to aid and help, however that may be. Some women might be in a situation where they have to work a job to support the household. Some women might be in a situation where they're staying at home and taking care of the kids. Some women might be in a position of something else. Whatever it is, as an aid and a secure, that is your duty. But we don't see that in these days and times. All right, this is not a mentality that's cultivated amongst our people or amongst people at all in the West, right? So it says this in Sirach 26 in the GNT. When you start up, it says, a husband of a good wife is a fortunate man. He will live twice as long because of her. A fine wife is a joy to her husband, and he can live out his years in peace. A good wife is among the precious blessings given to those who fear the Lord. Whether such men are rich or poor, they will be happy and always look cheerful. And we don't have that situation nowadays with these women. You go through a time where things are not lush. A woman will give you more hell on top of it. How we gonna do this? How we gonna do that? That's not the characteristics of a good wife. It says there are 4 things that scare me: vicious rumors spread around town, a gathering mob, false accusations. These are all worse than death. But a woman jealous of another woman causes heartache and grief. Her tongue lashes out at everyone. And this is what we see definitely nowadays. And this is what women are going to have to get used to. Getting over the fact that you're not the only secure. You're not the only helpmeet. You're not the only person. Because we live in a society that's told women that they are supposed to be the only person. And the only way that a man can have another woman is if there's some lush, lavish lifestyle being paid for. And that's not the case. And the scriptures don't say that either. All right? Scriptures don't say that either, man. We're getting in a time where men of the Lord are going to be a scarce thing to find. And prophecies say that 7 women are going to take hold of 1 man. Well, I just can't get with that. I don't know if I can. Well, you can get your ass killed then. Most High don't need you. Just like he don't need us. We all got to get with the program. A bad wife is like a yoke that doesn't fit. Trying to control her is like holding a scorpion. A drunken woman is an infuriating sight. She can't conceal her shameless behavior. You can tell an unfaithful wife by the bold and flirting look in her eyes. Just snapping her fingers, looking all roundabout, being fast. Right? Brothers go through that too, man. Women that are just for the streets. You gotta know what you got. The scriptures give you the clues to look for. Okay. But for those listening to this lesson, you need to understand it's not the man's job to make your life easier. The man was not made for the woman. The woman was made for the man. Okay? But that's not what we're taught. And so what's happened because of the curses, we have complete rebellion. And women think that they always got something to say now. All right? Deuteronomy 28:56 says this. And also there's no respect towards the prophets. We don't see that either amongst the women. Okay? There's no fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua using it, man. Okay? Especially when a woman's not getting what she wants. It's not going the way that she wants it to be. She'll just literally go into complete rebellion. Causing chaos throughout the house, stress on the man, distracting a brother. You can tell when a brother is completely distracted. We've all gone through it. It ought not be so if you're a helpmeet, if you're a succor, if you're a rib. Verse 56 in Deuteronomy 28 says, "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness." This is when the curses happen. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. That sentiment out there. Now, what has happened? What we see consistently is this idea of love and romance being pushed out. This is not an ancient concept. Well, it can be an ancient concept, but it's an ancient concept derived from idol worship and worshiping the women. All right. Popularization. This is the Wikipedia of the word romance. Popularization of the term romance. The word romance is derived from the Latin adverb romanice. Romanice. I think I'm saying it right. Meaning in the vernacular, in reference to the Old French or Old Occitan. I'm saying that right. These languages were descendants of Latin, the language of the Romans, right? Evolutions of the word Romanas were used to refer first to the Romance languages and eventually also to the works composed in them. The genre of chivalric romance initially focused on the heroic military deeds of knights, which led to the use of the word romantic in the sense of chivalrous. As the genre evolved, starting after the Renaissance, and especially in the Romantic period, it focused increasingly on love in the modern sense. The general idea of romantic love in the Western tradition is believed to have originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, primarily from that of the French culture. This idea is what has spurred the connection between the words romantic and lover, thus coining English phrases for romantic love, such as loving like the Romans do. All right? And so, what did this all go back to? When you go down here to courtly love, it says the conception of romantic love was popularized in Western culture by the concept of courtly love. Knights of the Middle Ages were thought to have engaged in non-sexual relationships with women of nobility whom they served. So you have a queen or a princess and a knight lord that served them, and they would do acts for them. All right. These relations were highly elaborate and ritualized in a complexity that was steeped in a framework of tradition. So you have the jousting competitions and all this and stuff, which it led to a lot of adultery and a lot of whoredom. It says, which stemmed from theories of etiquette derived out of chivalry as a moral code of conduct. All right, courtly love and the notion of dominating were often the subjects of troubadours. Now, this word dominating, when you look it up, when you look this word up, real quick. Oh man, I just lost my internet. Let me see if I can cancel this out. Cancel that. Pause this. All right, so this word dominate, when you look it up, it says dominate or dona, which that goes back to, lord or dominus, is an old provençal term meaning the attitude of chivalrous devotion of a knight to his lady, which was mainly a non-physical and non-marital relationship. Now, notice here you have the woman and the man bent down serving the woman. So all of this, a lot of this stuff comes with this idea of romance and serving a woman is the original simping for a woman. You know how simps do all this stuff for a woman, but they're not even smashing. She's actually smashing somebody else. He just serves her and he goes and pays her bills and does all this and that. That's the old. That's the Roman romantic love, and that type of energy is what's been pushed down till today, to where you have men serving women, when the intentionality of a woman is to serve the man. And women today, most of our wives, most of the women that we deal with today, still have this mindset that they are meant to be served, that they are meant, that their happiness is a priority in a relationship, that what they want and what they need and what makes them happy has to be fulfilled in order for them to be a wife, or I don't want to be a wife because I'm not happy. When that's not the, none of that mattered in the scripture. Okay, and that's thrown off a lot of mindset for the women. And we're gonna come to a time where women ain't gonna be worried about that. They just gonna be more worried about being attached to the right man, which is the ultimate honor, and should bring a woman happiness, just the thought of it. But this sense of courtly love, romance, chivalry, basically is evolved into what we token as simping. That doesn't mean you walk in the house and you backhand your woman. Shut up, bitch, make me a sandwich. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the mindset of a man serving a woman is backwards to what the Most High intended, and that backwards mindset has infiltrated most of the mindsets of modern women today. Okay, this is why women get mad when you have more than one woman, and they act like they need to be the only one. They can't handle it. Their mindset is completely backwards. It's not focused on, man, I'm just happy to be a succor, a helpmeet, a rib, on this side, with, or to be joined unto him. I'm going to devote myself into doing that I might be get the grace of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because I know he created me for that. It is my duty as a woman of the Lord to serve in that nature. That mindset is not there. The woman, generally women are focused on their carnal appetite and happiness within a relationship as a measure of what love and marriage and being a wife is. And that has nothing to do with it. But we're coming into a time to where all of those ideas are going to be completely wasted away. Women are going to realize that the man was not created to make their life easier. That they were created to actually make a man's life easier in whatever way is needed for that particular man. That we're coming back into that, all right, and it's going to come crashing fast. Okay, here in Isaiah 32 in the NLT, when you go down to the 9th verse, it says, "Listen, you women who lie around in ease, listen to me." And most women that live in America, you lie around in ease. Whether you have a job or you might work a little 9 to 5, you come home, you pretty much chilling. You live in a safe society. You got your apartment or your house. All the stress that people purport themselves to be going through, when you actually consider it, is like, what's really so wrong about your life? Is it that you're comparing yourself on social media with everybody else's life, wishing that you had something that you think that you see? Usually that's what it is. So a lot of women go through a lot of mental strain because they're covetous. They're so busy looking at other women's lives or other people's lives, or even a fake life on TV. Thinking I should have that. When you take account of it, is good. But it says, "Listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me. You who are so smug." And we have that high-minded, haughty, smug, what I deserve, what I'm not going to put up with. It says, "In a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to care. For your fruit crops will fail, and the harvest will never take its place." All right, so you ain't gonna be able to run up in Albertsons and Tom Thumb, get what you want, go run to whatever, fast food, Chick-fil-A. Tremble, you women of ease. Throw off your complacency. Strip off your pretty clothes and put on burlap and show your grief. Beat your breast in sorrow for your bountiful forms, for your fruitful grapevines. And that's what we have here. We live in a Western society where things are plentiful. So there's an ease. There's I don't need you type energy. A man is replaceable. Okay. For your land will be overgrown with thorns and briars. Your joyful homes and happy towns will be gone. The palace and the city will be deserted, and the busy towns will be empty. Wild donkeys will frolic, and flocks will gaze in the empty forts and watchtowers. All right? This is what's getting ready to happen, man. Desolation. All across the West. And women in that time are going to not, they that was careless, now they're going to want to care. Now a woman is going to want to care about what her main duty is supposed to be and get into that energy. It's going to be too late. All right? Isaiah 4:1, the scripture y'all love to hear, y'all hate to hear. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread." We will eat our own bread. No, not know somebody taking care of you, paying your way. We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, and let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. You're gonna want to be attached to that man. You're gonna want to just gonna want to be down. In that time, you ain't gonna be worried about your personal happiness and what you get and this and that. It's gonna be, hey, just have mercy on me, please. Let me be by thy side. Those days are getting ready to come. And that mindset of willfulness and doing it in this whole Western way, thinking a man should be in this position right here. Nah, that's gonna be taken away real quick whenever all hell breaks loose in this place, man. You know. So yeah, man, I actually I saw it was a podcast I saw, and the woman was just going crazy on a man, and the man said, "Hey, it's not my duty to make your life easier. Where is it? Where is my duty to just make your life easy? What part? Where does that come in?" And I was thinking about that, and I was like, "Yeah, that's not what the scriptures say. That's not what the Bible says, and that's really at the forefront of a lot of issues that bros be having. Is a Western mindset brought into this thing, and that's why there's a gender war going on right now. There's a lot of frustration, you know, the feminist movement, all types of stuff. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that out, go into that. Lord willing, that came out. At first my mind was trying to think about how to piece this together, but hopefully it came out and it made sense in the end. The direction that I took it. I don't want to belabor the point, but that's the gist of it, man. When this time of tribulation comes, women gonna want to snap into that help meet mindset when you should be already be in that mindset. Somebody said this. They was like, you should be a wife before you become a wife. Meekness and humility and all of that should be a part of how a woman moves early on. That should be a woman's nature early on. You know, back in Sirach 36:23, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. All right. When you read this, you should have these characteristics already, man. That it's not until I'm happy, then I'm gonna be a good woman. Until I'm happy, then I'm gonna be a good wife. You should just be a good wife, period, already. And put on these characteristics, just like the men of the Lord have to put on these characteristics and prepare themselves with the fruits of the Spirit to be received by Yahushua. We can't just say, oh, when Yahushua get here and give me a new body, then I'm gonna praise and follow him. Then I'm gonna do what he want me to do. No, it don't work like that. We gotta have faith. We gotta move in darkness and in the hope that we're gonna receive a reward in the end. Okay? And in like manner, you have the same situation with the women dealing with the brothers. So anyway, I just Lord willing, that was edifying. Say call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you brothers out there pushing the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and sincerely truth.